morning, good afternoon, good evening. See, we are live. Waiting for us to go live on YouTube. Here we go. Come on. There we go. Come on. You guys hear me? Let me see. Looking at what's going on at the moment. Come on, YouTube. Stop being funny. There we go. Radio check, radio check. You guys hear me? Trying to see if we're live. I think I was okay. Yeah, I think so. It is. YouTube was just. Yep. Okay. You guys can hear me. Good. Cool. How are you guys doing over in Twitch chat? How you guys doing over in YouTube chat? Welcome everyone to the Race Statistics channel. We are live on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. This is Grash Grash with you again for Quali. You guys, again, as always, I've been on mic. If you guys think you could do better than me, take a shot. We're looking for people to come onto the channel as well. We're looking for people to be here on a regular basis. That's how I started. I was doing practice. I actually started as a mod, and then I became on the channel for the practice sessions. And now here I am doing quality in the race. Um, yeah, we do need more people because unlike F1 TV, I can't do every single. I mean, not every F1 journalist is doing every single race, and so at some point I need people to help me take over some of these sessions. Luckily, it is. Let me see. We got 13 minutes to go before Q1 starts. They are interviewing Horner right now. Take a look. Quick peek. Yeah, so basically, the Hornet's doing is, hey, we're doing the best we can, and we're working our behinds off. But the other guys, they look really much better than us. So it's the typical downplay expectations for your team and upplay expectations for the other team, so that when they don't when they don't perform or don't get in 1-2, it's a disappointment. Oh god, the politics of F1 is hilarious at times. I want to thank everyone who's here right now. I know Shay is here. I know Paul is here. I know Andrew was here earlier. So early. We got Akanesh, who's one of our regulars, and Scott, one of our regulars. Again, Shay and Paul are basically have joined the channel. They're throwing about two bucks, €2 to £2 each month, depending on where you're from, and they basically help improve the channel, keep the lights on as well. They basically get special emojis as well in chat and a super chat for each month. F1 fact is Roman Reigns has the most race starts without pole, 179 races without a pole position. Is that still true? I know, not Grosjean, but Hulkenberg is up there too. He's another one without a pole. So that's going to have to take a look at. Looking at what you guys are saying in chat right now, you're saying, yeah, you guys are well coming in. There's Andrew. Just looking over what you guys are saying in Twitch chat. Again, we're about 10 minutes to go again. Just go over quickly. It's the schedule. Just trying to get information for you guys. Yeah, let's go over the results with. So in FP1, we did have Gasly topping the board in FP1. Again, the temperature degrees are like around 53 degrees Celsius, superly much higher. We had Norris, then Leclerc, Oscar, Albon, and then Russell running to that top six. We didn't have that was pretty much the biggest piece of information. Um, oh, and I think was it Bordello? Bartolo didn't. I don't. He had the other piece of information at FP1 is that Bartolo had a fuel line issue, and he didn't really get out onto track. In FP2, we had Norris topping the board, Oscar second, Verstappen third. But the big story coming out of FP2 was that Yuki Tsunoda basically tapped. Tap is a basically hit his left tire hit into the wall around turn 27 pretty hard on the inside, and then drifted right over into the right hand wall, the outer wall, to crash out to end the session. He was okay. He got out of the car. I mean, he was actually by before the end of the session, he was actually being interviewed in the paddock. With FP3, which just had Yuki got out a little bit late. Not he did get out on track, but it was about 10 minutes before he did get out. So he started the session with his uh, nose cone off, and they were working on it. A lot of people did not go out right away. Only a couple of the rookies and Aston Martin were out on track early on. Um, Ultimately, we would see Lando Norris and Oscar basically within, oh, I think like 15 thousandths of each other. It was very a small gap, but that was a between those two. It was ended up being 7/10 of a gap from Oscar then to Russell. Huge gap between those two. Um, I believe 13 was 1 second, then down to 19 was 2 seconds, and then I think it was Baudrillard who's the P20 again. Was it Stroll was P20, and he was two seconds and a half off the pace. So we're not seeing great morning this weekend. Um, we did again rounding up P3 again. We had McLaren's P1, P2, Mercedes, Russell P3, Verstappen P4, Leclerc P5, Albon P6, Sainz P7, Gasly P8, and Tsunoda P9, and Antonelli P10. Hamilton, Isaac Ajah was P11, Hamilton was P12. So we're seeing some weakness potentially with Hamilton at the moment. We're seeing Isaac up there at P11, Antonelli in the top 10, the Williams in the top six and seventh, and then Gasly in the Alpine P8. So those again, we look at the top four teams again. And again, it's McLaren, it's going to be Ferrari, it's going to be Mercedes and Red Bull, and we're seeing basically some weakness with Ferrari, and we're seeing Alpine and Williams taking advantage of that and being up in the top 10. Looking right now, we got an interesting Arcanash's qualifying prediction. George Russell pole position. That's an interesting. It's potential that's likely. Russell has been the interesting surprise this season. Uh, been three of the four podiums so far. What else? He is. Look at the correct stats. Look at the correct stats for where things are at right now. So as things stand, Lando is P1, Oscar's P2 in the Drivers' Championship, and they're separated by 3 points. Max is P3 at 69 points. That's a very nice number there. And then we have George Russell at 63 points. So only 11 points behind Lando. So we've got in the top four, we have a very competitive that's still very competitive in terms of the drivers championship, but it's still a very dominant position for um, McLaren in terms of the drivers' champion. I mean, constructors' championship. Leclerc is P5 at 32, and Kimi Antonelli is the top rookie with 30 points so far this season. So we've got again top again a drivers' championship that is very competitive still. Like Spark, I mean, it's so cool naming Verstappen instead of Red Bull. I mean, Max has scored 69 points as opposed to what his other teammates so far. So it's pretty much Max has been carrying that team. Right now, we've got again the poll we're referring to is who is getting poll. We got about just shy of 500 votes right now. Right now, you are saying McLaren at 65%, Mercedes at a 4%, Ferrari 16%, and Team Verstappen is a 16% in that poll right now. Hit 500 votes. Sure, I got live chat. Anyone here watch Formula E? Unfortunately, I don't anymore since they've moved off of YouTube. They're now behind a paywall, and that's been such a it's not really a great platform, and I don't want to subscribe to a platform I'm not going to use on a regular basis. So it's unfortunate with Formula E that they've gone in that direction. We are, let's see, where are we? 2 minutes away, about two, just shy, just a little more than 2 minutes. Again, we're using the C5, C4, and C3 compound. These are three of the softest compounds. There is one more, a C6 this year, and that will be used in Monaco. Okay, so if Oscar wins, he will be leading drive. Yeah, I mean, again, there's a 3 point difference. So, I mean, if Oscar beats um, Lando down through like P7, he's going to be ahead. It may be P6 actually. He'll be ahead of Lando in the drivers' championship. It is clear right now in Saudi Arabia. It is 29 degrees Celsius. That is down. That's the air temperature. The track temperature is 38 degrees. That is down nearly 15 degrees from where we started in FP3 this morning. It was about 53 degrees. It did drop 3 degrees pretty quickly, but ultimately, I mean, this is a significant drop. So what we're seeing here is that the air, with the air temperature being lower, um, air density is stronger. It's a higher air density, and that means we're going to get more grip and downforce in these cars. We saw, I think, a 138 at the top of the board in FP3. So that's that 130, 129, 128 is where is the starting point. Let's see. Looking for any predictions who will go out in Q1. You need to step out the tires C3, C5 to stop this a bit different. No, um, you do know that there are 6 compounds this year already. Um, that would be too much of a. And again, you're asking for another compound on top of that. Um, no, I think the compounds we have are pretty good right now. I mean, doing a gip like doing a C5, then a C3, C2, maybe I could see that. I mean, um, I don't know. I disagree with you, Josh. I mean, I understand your point. I see where you're going with it. I just I don't know. I like where we are with with the tires with Pirelli right now, and they are lined up on pit lane. I believe that's the Haas at the front of the line. I think that's Ollie Beerman. We're about any second now to go green light and the start of Q1. Now, one of the things you're going to see is that they're going to go out right away. You're going to put in what essentially what we call a banker lap. And the reason for this is that they want to put something on the board in case something happens. So if someone has an incident later on, they're not holding the bag and out of Q1 because they weren't able to set a time. Ocon is going to be the first one out, actually. So I got the right teams, the wrong driver. And Behrman is going to be the next one to come out. Doohan is next to come out. So the Alpines got out ahead. Though Gasly looked like he's in the back of that line. So Hulkenberg is next. Less of a gap behind Doohan and then Bortolello. Hulkenberg is set up to potentially tow Bortolello. That's interesting. Albon is out next. And Sainz will be after him. Again, you're listening to the Races channel. We're live on YouTube and Twitch right now. In Twitch chats, they think Stroll, Lawson, the boss is saying maybe the Sauber, so that would be Hulkenberg and Bortolello. Hulkenberg could get it to Q2. Trying to think. What happened to the French or Spanish guy that used to sit in front of the camera? You're talking about Ryan. He's taken a step back from F1. And in his life, he's got basically senior college classes to take care of, and that's a lot of pressure. He was also a little bit out. From what I hear, he's not actually watching F1 at the moment. So it's a matter of when he wants to come back. Then if it's not if he will come back, it's when he'll come back. It's just I wanted to tell you: is NASCAR more popular than soccer? Yes. Yeah, NASCAR is more popular than soccer. Again, that those of you internationally, you refer to soccer as football. Here in the United States, we refer to football as the NFL, American football style, or as some of my friends refer to it as hand egg. Um, but yeah, no, soccer is growing, but it's still not popular. NASCAR is still much more popular um, than soccer. I mean, you guys don't treat American soccer lightly. You don't treat it with not with respect, but it basically um, like we've got the MLS, Major League Soccer, and it's not treated in a very high regard. And part of it is that we don't have relegation in MLS, which is both typical of American football, American sports. We don't typically have relegation. In fact, the USL, United Soccer League, which is bringing up a new Division 1 league in the United States, is going to have relegation in their leagues. So that was actually a big deal. Bierman right now topping the board with 129.167, and Ocon is second with 129.924. Again, these are the first two flying laps. Doohan taking that top spot, 129.51. Got Hulkenberg and Hamilton coming around. Hulkenberg does a 129.070. So these times, again, we've got people still doing their first laps. It's going P4. So right now the gap is 80 thousandths. Albon just did 2 tenths faster than Hulkenberg, 128.866. So we're already in the 128s in this Q1 session. Sainz going P5. Gasly going P2, 129.054. Why no face cam? Because I'm not set up to be on a face cam right now. And then Stroll is coming on 8th at the moment. Norris going top of the board with a low. So this is a pure purple lap. It's a low 128. In fact, it's an 8 tenths, 8.4 actually gap between him and Norris, and that's already again Norris has gone out and has put the line in the sand. Leclerc, 128.5, fastest third sector, taking that from Lando, but still it's a half a second gap between Norris and Leclerc. Hamilton going fourth. He's 8 tenths, almost 9 tenths off the pace. Looking at right now, we've got four people on out laps. Verstappen and Sonoda right now. So Oscar starting a flying lap, Verstappen on his flying lap in middle second sector. We've got Sonoda in the middle first sector, and then everyone. We've got the Racing Bulls and the Mercedes on their out laps. Right now, Norris top of the board, though we do have 6 cars have yet to set a time. 7 cars is actually when we add Oscar. Max right now about to finish his flying lap, and it'll be Sonoda. Max coming around turn 27 right now, and it's clear air. Stroll coming into the pits. Max comes across P2 with 1 point. It's 128.148. So he's within a tenth and a quarter of Norris, 1.22 specifically. Oh, excuse me, for sure when the top teams put in their sandbag laps, not to show their teeth yet typical economics. Sono just went P3. He's 4 tenths off of Norris, so he's about a quarter second behind Max, and Oscar just went top of the board. Uh, Gap is 0.007, 7 thousandths difference between Oscar and Lando right now. So right now, as it stands, we got about 10.5 minutes. Sorry, 10 and 20 seconds left in this session right now. Right now, we've got a battle between the Papayas and the Red Bulls at the top of the board. Russell just went P4, splitting the Red Bull cars, 0.263, so just more than a quarter of a second. He has the fastest second sector right now. Oscar still has the fastest third sector. I've got Isaac Hajjad doing a good lap so far. 3 subsectors that are in purple. He's looking pretty good actually. He's only about 2 tenths off of Russell's time. He could come in around Sonoda or ahead of Leclerc if he keeps things up. Lawson, not so much. He's 2 tenths off of his teammate in the first sector. Isaac comes in not as well as I expected, but P9. And Leclerc and Hamilton have come into the pits. Still on the same tire, it looks like, because they're on a used soft. Lawson hasn't finished his lap yet, so hold off on the P20 comments. He's looking not to be in P20. And Doohan's going to jump up to 10th. Here comes Sonoda's going to pit. Lawson's going to cross the line. Lawson's going to go P11. That's actually not that bad. His gap is 0.851. So from P1 to P20, we are under 2 seconds in terms of our gap. That is crazy tight as it is already. So right now, P1 to P15 is just above 1 second. So I'm looking at where the cut line might be. Ocon moves up to 19th. A small change. Bartolo's last time on 129.63, that was deleted. Science just moves up to ninth to 128.710. Alonso moving up to 128.5. That's a half a second gap. I'm willing to guess that the cut line is going to be somewhere around. I was gonna say point 0.8, but it might actually be 0.7 where things are going. Stroll just went 10th with 0.62626. Norris takes P1 from his teammate, fastest sector 1, sector 3. Did not improve sector 2. So he's got a 127.805. He's the first one in the 127s. His teammate is in the pits right now. So that puts more pressure on everyone. Yeah, that just added another 2-second gap to everyone. So what I was expecting to be a 0.7 gap is now probably 0.9 gap. Again, we're looking at a 128. I think Stroll might be where the cut line might be, or the 128.6. Yeah, I don't think the 128.7s are going to cut it. People are going to try and push past that. We got 6 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in Q1. Right now, Doohan is the driver at risk at P15. Then it's Lawson, Gasly, Hamilton, Ocon, and Bortolello. Hamilton on a flying lap right now. He might change things, and he does. He goes at P10. That puts Bierman at risk and Doohan in the drop zone. Clerk and Sainz. Leclerc came around. Let me see. His last lap was 130.829. His best is a 128.5. So that is about a second and a half. Oh no, it's more than 2 seconds off his best lap. Looking at what you guys are saying in chat in the moment. Science is better than Hampton, unpopular opinion. That could be, but unfortunately, Hamilton has performed better so far on these first few races. Lou in chat saying the big shock right now is that Gasly is 18th right now. Yeah, that is actually a shock after him going P1 in FP1. So his teammate doing his 16th. They're right now. Alpine is in the drop zone. Now they are all in the pits. I expect people to be coming out in the next, say, minute to 2 minutes. Oscar is coming out of the pits, and Antonelli's coming out of the pits. That leaves Leclerc, Albon, and Hamilton's still on track, doing now coming out of the pits. So we're now starting to see those that need to come out to do so at this point. Yeah, I wouldn't put it. Yeah, I think ever from Antonelli down, I would expect them to come out. Again, Russell, sorry, not Russell, Leclerc and Hamilton. Hamilton just came into the pits. I expect him to come back out. I don't suspect P10 might be safe, but I wouldn't chance that. I would try and get an improvement. Albon just went P4, jumping six places to a 128.279. That's, I would assume, would be safe for Q2. Oh, and one of the Alpines left with one of the tire blankets on, and it's stuck in the wheel. Oh, this is not good. Which of the Alpines is this? I think that was Gasly. Oh man, so basically the car came out and the strings up for the tire blanket got caught in the wheel, He managed to stop, but that was time lost for Gasly. Fuck, some Gasly is horror. Yeah. Uh, the fact that they were able to get that untangled pretty quickly is important. And they're predicting a 128.4 for a knockout, which is actually 2/10 faster than even I expected. Yep, I hope Russell's wearing his fire blanket under his uniform. You're talking about the cooling vest. So right now, Oscar's on a flying lap. He's got a fastest second sector. Verstappen's on a flying lap. So is Antonelli, Sainz, and Isaac doing on a flying lap as well. And Oscar doesn't improve his position, but improves his time. He's got a 127.9. He's actually within a tenth of his teammate. See where Max comes in. Antonelli's going to finish next. He's going to go P3, 128.128. That's 3.23 behind Norris's P1. Fastest third sector for Antonelli, doing up to 13th. That may not be good enough for doing that. I think we're at this point. Times are now starting to get cooked in. If you've not done your lap at this point, you won't be getting anyone in. So Isaac coming in at 10th, 128.571. Right now, doing is and Max is going P1 with 127.778. He goes 27 thousandths faster than Norris, and that's more bragging points at this point. Sainz going P7. He jumps from P13 to 7th. He's 5.7 off of the get of Max's time. Lawson going up to 11th, 128.561. That should be okay, but we'll see. Hamilton is on. We've got several people on flying laps. Russell coming across the line. No, Russell's on an out lap. Sonoda coming along. He goes P5. He's 0.448 off of Max's time, which is not bad. He will definitely get in Q2. Gasly is up to P9 out of the drop zone. Bierman up to P10. So these are two guys that just got out of the drop zone. 128.4 and 128.536. These should stand. Alonso on a flying lap, but not necessarily improving. Stroll is ahead of him. Stroll comes across the line. Does not improve in his position. Stroll is most likely out, doing his out as well. So we're looking at Hulkenberg, Ocon, and Bortoleto in terms of their lap times. That puts Hamilton at risk if any of these guys. See where Hamilton goes. Hamilton coming across the line. Isaac would be the driver at risk. Hamilton goes P9. Isaac is P15. He's going to come across the line. No, Isaac just pitted. Hulkenberg is pitted. Sainz, Bartolo, Lawson coming across the line next. Sainz, no, Sainz will be pitting. Let's see where Bartolo. He has to see if he does something here. Lawson, P14. Oh no, Bartolo is pitting. So I think that is it. I think that is, yeah, that would be our knockout. It's going to be Stroll, Doohan, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Bortoleto. So the stakes, once again, getting knocked out in Q1. Ocon, the Haas, is getting knocked out, and then Stroll and Doohan. The time was a 128.571. So again, the 0.6 is actually where I was saying was actually more right than the 0.4. I think if we look at P1 through P10, that point for Gasly was a 120.421. So that's what we might see as a baseline for Q2 getting into Q3. Again, this is the Race Statistics channel, and you're listening to us live. And yeah, okay. So Bordello, his lap was deleted. Um, his lap was ultimately deleted at the last moment. So again, this is the Race Statistics YouTube channel, and we're also live on Twitch. Alonso board lap. Because he doesn't need because he was safe. That's why. No reason to push the engine and whatnot if you don't have to. You guys are saying at the moment. Didn't Lawson make it to Q2 in Japan? Yes, he did. This is not the first time he's been out. This is not the first time he's made it into Q2. Why yellow? Don't know why it's gone yellow on the track. There's no one on the track. This is something that's happening between Q, between the quali sessions. Um, Basically, the track goes yellow for some apparent reason. Again, it's now clear, so. I mean, got P9. I'm sure guys are like freaking out about Hamilton. Did end up being P9. It was dicey at the moment, but in that last lap, he did get a P. He did a 6 tenths off of Max's time. I mean, Leclerc is 7.74. I mean, that was a uh, almost 2 tenths difference between those teammates. Leclerc is in 13th. So I would be. You guys are worried about Hamilton, but it's really Leclerc you should be more worried about. FI not letting Max with that yellow flag. No, the yellow flag came after the end of the session, so I don't know what you're talking about. So again, in Q1 we had Stroll, Doohan, Hulkenberg, Ocon, and Bortolello knocked out. So we are now resetting for Q2, and that will be in a few minutes. Hamilton under investigation. Wonder what it is about. I did not see investigation on Hamilton. We'll see if go to the live session. A 15 minutes on the board for Q2, and we will see 12 minutes on the board for Q3. Wow, a lot of hate for Ferrari in chat. That's interesting. Yeah, you guys are talking about a investigation on Hamilton. There's nothing. I mean, there was an investigation with him earlier in the week. There was incident, and I think FP1 with him and Albon, but Albon basically said everything was under control. It wasn't dangerous. Basically, went to bat for Hamilton, and Hamilton did not get a penalty as a result. Back to where things are. Starting to get people lined up. And I'm behind. Okay, so we are into Q2 now. Albin is the first one out onto track. And typically you will see, I don't know, for a few minutes, it kind of like wasted in FP2 for some reason or not. Just how Albin, like 15 minutes that is set up. Yeah, people hate me. I don't care. Means I'm doing something right. Anyways, thank you for the backup. Haha. Again, we got Science, Gasly, Oscar, Behrman, and Isaac coming out of the garage at this point. We're about Alonso. Again, Alonso was not even qualified after the first two races, and he did not finish the first two races. Oh, there is Antonelli. I don't know. There might be an unsafe release investigation. You got people rooting for Max, rooting for Oscar. People concerned about Alonso. Juan Weasley thinks his William dominance. That would be what a Muggle would say. I think everyone is pretty much out of the pits except for Norris at this point. It's just a matter of time when they send him out. And it may be a moment of strategy to keep him in the pits for a little bit longer. We're now about to get our first laps. Williams going 1 and 2 right away. Albin's going to get a 128.581. Sainz is starting flying a lap. So Sainz got a toe at the beginning of sector one, end of his previous lap into sector one in the next lap. See if that gives him a jump on things. Gasly right now fastest sector one. Antonelli going, no, he's basically coming around. He's starting flying lap, and so is Russell. Max coming across the line to start his flying lap. Same thing with Lawson. Lando is finally out on track. He's the last one. He came out after Sonoda. After Lawson, we will see Leclerc, Hamilton, Sonoda, Norris come across that line. Getting our first laps at 128.581 by Albon right now. Behrman goes P2, fastest second and third sector. Gasly now fastest third sector, 128.47. Note, though, Oscar is on a very purple lap at the moment. Isaac going P4. Sainz is going to come around across the line next. Tsunoda finishing his outlap. Sainz go top of the board 128.309. So he's got a 165. Here comes Oscar. Oscar top of the board 127. So a 6/10 jump right away with Oscar. Max fastest first sector by 3/10 too. He is 2/10 after sector 2. So this is a P1 lap from Max potentially right here. Antonelli going third, 128.3. He's put 6/10 off that gap. Russell goes P2, 282 gap. Here comes Max. He goes P1 as predicted, is a 127.529. That is a 161 gap from him to Oscar. Lawson coming around on his flying lap. And then we'll have Leclerc. Then Behrman, though Behrman's on a Lawson abandoning his lap. So Lawson has not set a time as of yet. Here comes Leclerc setting his first time. Nope. Wait. We just lose. So Leclerc's going P4. We got a hiccup in our. So Leclerc is a half a second off of Max. Hamilton going P5, 7/10 off of Max's time. Here comes Sonoda. Sonoda is on a flying lap. And he goes P5.6 off of Max's time. So we got Norris, Gasly, Isaac, Norris on his flying lap. Norris goes P1 at 127.481. That is 48 thousandths faster than Max. Isaac pitting. So right now, of all the drivers, only one who's not set a time has been Lawson. And again, he pitted because he did go wide, so pitted after that lap. No one right now. People are pitting. People are on cool down laps. So we got 8 minutes to go in this session. So we're a little more halfway through. See, right now I'm predicting everyone's going to pit at this point. I want to thank those of you who are on the YouTube channel. We got 5,449 watching right now. Several dozen of you are watching on Twitch as well. Thank you for those. 5 away from 500 likes. Thank you so much. That does help us with the logarithm. We are under coming to 7 minutes now. Again, we're halfway through this session right now. Again, you're listening to the Race Statistics channel. We are on YouTube and Twitch at the same time right now. Nope, nope. We don't ask for people to crash. That's gross to do so. Tell me why they rejected putting Sonoda in that car in the first. I can't tell you why. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put Sonoda in the first place. I mean, a lot of things about Red Bull right now are dysfunctional. So Albon's the first one to come out of the pits, and he's on his out lap. He's about to finish his out lap at this point. He's the only one on track, so if he goes now, he will have clear air for the entire lap. Here we go. Yeah, you guys don't need to be swearing in chat. The bot's going to time you out. And don't worry about the troll. He's been removed from chat. Yeah, we don't. Come on, we have standards here. Right now, Albin is and has finished his first sector in sector two. He did a 31.9 in that sector, which is actually not that bad. Alexander on free roam. Burnt Sworn's asking what software. So we're using a multi-viewer. The one thing about multi-viewer is that you do need to have an active F1 Pro account to get the live timing data. And Albin is coming to the end of his lap right now. And he's going to jump up to P6 with 128.109. We'll see if that should keep him in Q3, but we'll see. He does have enough time to go around again and do another lap. So we got several coming out. Oscar, Russell, Sainz, Antonelli, Behrman, Isaac so far. I would expect everyone from Albon under to be, even Leclerc down, be coming out. I would expect Norris and Verstappen to come out as well for bragging rights. Right now, waiting for everyone to do their outlaps except for Albon, who has done a flying lap. It'll be clear mostly for Russell through sector 3. It'll be interesting when he starts his flying lap how much traffic it will be in front of him. So we've got 2 minutes and 53 seconds. They're doing a 127 at this point. So at this point, as they come across the line, they will be starting their flying lap, and this will be it. As they come across the line now on these flying laps. So Mercedes going out early. They're going to have to deal with traffic. Yeah, homophobia is not acceptable in our community. You guys are being a little rowdy in chat right now. Having said that, basically, right now, Russell and Antonelli are the two on flying laps. I think Sonoda, no, he's on an out lap. Oscar is on his flying lap as well. So we'll see Russell, then Antonelli, and then Oscar. The first three are going to finish. And the first one's going to bake in their times. Albin has pitted, so that he is at P6 with 128, and Norris is not coming out. He's obviously in P1. That's not going to be a scenario. Max might not do a full. He might come back in. Yeah, I know you guys are rooting for Max, but Max might come right back into the pits and not actually do a flying lap. Again, he's in P2, doesn't need to do a flying lap. Russell finishes P3 on that board right now. Comes Antonelli. Antonelli right now was 10th. He's moved up to 5th. He's definitely getting to Q3. Oscar moving up to 3rd, pushing Russell down to 4th. Right now, Sainz is the driver at risk. Sainz just moved to 6th. That puts Hamilton the driver at risk. Gasly, Behrman, Isaac, Alonso, Lawson are the drivers in the drop zone. Nope, Max is actually going to do a push lap. We've got 34 seconds to go. And we'll see Isaac and Lawson come across the line. Isaac's going to go P11. That is not going to be good enough. He's going to be knocked out. Here comes Lawson. He's currently P15, no time. And he's going to go P10. It's going to put Hamilton in the drop zone. He's going to be a driver at risk. I don't suspect he's going to stay. I suspect him to be dropped. Here comes Leclerc. Leclerc moves up to P6, puts Sainz down 7. Here comes Hamilton. Hamilton is in 11th. He comes across 8th, drops Lawson into. So we've got Lawson and Isaac knocked out already. Here comes Gasly. Gasly goes up to 8th. That puts Tsunoda in the drop zone, Albon at risk. Alonso right currently 15 on a flying lap. Good lap so far, some purples, but not a complete green lap. Alonso comes across the line, comes up to 13th. It's going to knock him out. So Tsunoda and Bierman are the drivers at risk. Tsunoda is on a flying lap. That's going to push him up to 7. That should get him out. Albon right now, Hamilton again at risk. Albon and Bierman are the two drivers in the drop zone. We have yet to have times baked in. And Daly's pitting. That's fine. See, Sainz coming around. He will probably pit. Here comes Behrman. Behrman is on hit. Nope. Behrman. I think that is it. Behrman. I thought there would be. I thought he was on a flying lap. It's not. So Behrman and Isaac, Alonso, Lawson, and Albon are the ones that are going to be knocked out in Q2. So both of the racing bulls are knocked out. One of the Williams, the second Aston Martin, and one of the Haas's. So both Haas's are out by Q2. So that leaves us Norris, Verstappen, Oscar, Russell, Antonelli, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, and Hamilton in Q3. They're saying Bierman was impeded, but I don't see any investigations regarding that. Let's take a look with live timing. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Lawson was noted with an unsafe release. So he's P12. He could be further down the grid with an unrelease. Wow. Okay. I didn't notice that. Yeah, it's a 0.007 gap between Hamilton and Albon. Albon out only by 0.07. It was a 128.102 for Hamilton and 128.109 for Albon. Wow, that's man. This is one of the things with this season, particularly. These margins are so tight. We're not talking about tenths. We're talking about thousands of seconds separating you being in and out of Q3. Reporting a double yellow in sector track 9. I think that's just something that's it's clear. Yeah, that's just an odd. William, just say no to Max. He doesn't like Max. People are yelling at him because he doesn't like Max. Ladies and gentlemen, let him be that way. And when Max takes pole or does or wins the race, you can laugh at him later on for not liking Max. Ferrari should sack Hamilton. Why? He's in Q3. Looking right now, what you guys are saying. Some Ackman in Twitch chat saying that the wait for Alonso points continues. Ouch. I mean, it's Q2. It's only quality. I mean, he could move up during the race, and he has the capability of doing that. Again, this is the Race Statistics channel. You are listening to us on Twitch and YouTube. We got over 5,629 watching right now. Over dozens of you watching on Twitch. 652 likes. That thank you so much. That does help it with the algorithm. Are you from Argentina? No, you're thinking of Ryan. I'm Grash. This is Grash here with you live. I am an American. I grew up in the Northeast, specifically the New England area, Boston specifically. But I'm south of Boston, so my accent, I'm not a hard R dropper like the northern that Boston accent has. I'm currently living in Texas because that's where I work. I am North Texas, Dallas, basically Dallas area. Massachusetts. Not totally Massachusetts boy. I also grew up. I was born in Rhode Island actually, but I grew up on the Rhode Island Massachusetts line. If you guys know of the New England Patriots, they play in Foxborough. I live south of Foxborough. I grew up south of Foxborough in the Attleboroughs. My brother is in the Attleboro area still, but he's about to move out to another. He's buying a new house. It's USA Smart area, right? You need to drop the A. Smart, smart. You got to drop that R. Uh, but yeah, Rhode Island is the smallest state. You can actually go across the entire state within an hour. Yeah, I've only lived in Plano and where I am now in North Texas. I was in Plano because I was in school at SMU for my master's studies, and that was 20 years ago at this point. Well, gamer, unpopular opinion, Jenna sucks for qualifying. Well, thank you guys who like the coverage. If you don't like my coverage, that's okay too. I do see what you guys say, and there is a truth element what you say. So again, we've got 12 minutes on the board. We're still waiting for green light for Q3. Cars are about. They're getting those cars ready to line up on the pit line. Yeah, Gray One is the one. Ryan is probably starting for exams. That is what he's doing right now. He's also was a bit burnt out from F1. He did not like the max dominance. I'll be quite honest. And when I saw when every race is like the Japanese Grand Prix for a while, that would drive you up the wall. So he's taking time from uh, dealing with F1. When he comes back, he'll come back, and that's been what I've been saying. And we are into Q3 now. Oscar Russell Antonelli Sainz will be the first four out of the pit lane. How do you get telemetry data? We are using. There's multiple ways you can get that telemetry data from the F1. We're using an application right now called Multiviewer to show the timing board, the track position, and also they also have ability to get the driver's radio, transcript of the driver's radio. They're not the only one, the only way to get that. I mean, you can go to the F1 website. There are other places that do timing. Before we switched over to using Multiviewer, we were using a different timing website for what we were on our stream. So if you go back 2 years, 3 years, you'll see that other board in play. Right now, the only one in the pit is Sonoda. And he is now out on the pit. out on the grid. So all of the cars are out right now. So what you're seeing right now is that everyone is going to go do a banker lap, because if something were to happen after, in the later half of the session, if you don't have a lap, you're kind of screwed. Speedbird, I'm ready for some insane poll times. Yeah, we're going to see some really crazy really crazy times set here, and they're going to be pushing pushing their cars and where they are on track to the maximum. That means any mistake is going to be a red flag. Any mistake, if someone ahead of you makes a mistake, it's going to ruin your lap. So right now we've got Oscar, Russell, Antonelli, the first three across the line to start their first flying lap. Sainz will be next. Leclerc will be the one after that, and then Norris. So Russell is definitely going to pick up some traffic. The way he's going to pick up Sonoda and maybe Max on his lap. That could affect the final run. Oscar right now coming along. He's going to be the first one to finish his lap. We have a yellow flag. There we go. And it's a red flag. Who has stopped? We have a red flag. Who is it? It is Lando Norris. He's okay. He has crashed. Where has Lando crashed? Looks like around. And again, I was just talking like, um, Oscar does set a time of 126.56. Hey, boss, I told you this was going to happen. So basically, I've these past 2 days, I've told the race statistics, my boss, yeah, we've had no incident in the morning session, but I've told him something's going to happen. Oh, okay. So Lando went over curbs, lost control of the car, and his um, yep, lost control of the car, went wide and hits into the metal barriers, and the tire collapsed as it's supposed to. No, no, this is not the first. This is the first time Norris has crashed like this season. Don't be like this. Norris does it again. This is the first time. And still pulling a Lawson. No, that's funny. A lot of Fs in chat. More than Fs in some cases. Oscar number one driver now? Yes. So one thing that we've got right now is that Oscar did manage to get a 127.56. It looks like he got his lap time in before Lando crashed. So he's the only one with a banked lap right now. Everyone else. So now we've got an 8 minute and 32-second session time. Basically, we're doing Brink Quali Q3 in terms of time. Safety car is out on track. Yeah, safety car's going fast. Yeah, you guys are being. Let's see where things go. So that's definitely going to put Lando starting Q10. No one else has set a time. That again, this is the very interesting scenario what we're dealing with at the moment. Honestly, I thought it would be one of the new drivers to bring out the red flags. Yeah, me too. But yeah, Lando. Poor Lando can pretend he's a rookie too, like Alonso. Is Norris P10 for now for sure? Yeah, because he's not going to set a time in the only thing if someone else doesn't set a time, if they get a lap time and don't set a lap, that would push Lando up from P10. But right now, I would put he's provisionally P10 starting on the grid. What happened? Lando went over curbs, lost control of the car, and then drifted into the wall to the left side and hit his basically his tire collapsed as it's supposed to. So it's not serious damage to the car. It is damage when it's a collision as expected. Disadvantage of Max to gain so much points for the championship title. Yeah, this would be actually be a huge advantage for Max. Advantage for Russell and advantage for Oscar to advance on Oscar. I mean, advance on Lando. The only again, so we're looking at right now Lando starting P10 at the moment. We'll see if that holds true. There's ways that's not to be the case again. If someone else gets a lap time deleted, that will push that to the back. Um, Again, we are in our red flag scenario because Lando Norris crashed in Q3. We've got 8 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock. So unlike practice, um, when we have a red flag in quality, time does stop. And they have lifted the car. It's on the crane right now, and they're still getting it off the track. So we got about another 2-3 minutes minimum before we go green flag again. Actually, you missed the litany of Fs in chat, my friend. Get those pictures. No, the underfloor is they've only lifted it maybe a meter or two off a meter, if at all, a meter off the ground. If a photographer is able to get photos of the underside of that car, they're doing a massive job. Again, this is Racing YouTube channel. I want to thank the 5,700 of you watching right now and the dozens who are over in Twitch. We are right now under a red flag as we're waiting to get Lando's car off the track. The safety car has come off the track. So we're right now just in a moment to wait for a green flag, track to go green, and then pit lane to go green. Again, those are two things. Track has to go green first before pit lane goes green. We have not gotten an expected restart time. So we are clear in track sector 5. Guys, can you stop swearing in chat? Like I know you guys are like using stars and whatnot, but like, hey, come on. We don't need to be swearing. And if you do swear, the bot will catch you. So yeah, Lando did not register a time in Q3. So right now, we're assuming everyone else is going to set a time that will put him Q10. Right now, we're right now waiting for a restart time. Is Lando Cars badly damaged? It didn't look badly damaged. It's more wing and tire, and the tire is supposed to collapse as the tire collapse as it's supposed to when a collision of this type happens. Yeah, this is not a crash gate, everyone. Yeah, this is not definitely this is not a crash gate scenario. The damage on the car looked more like wing and the wheel, but that wheel again is intended to collapse that way. So doing well. I mean, he's in Q3. I mean, he's in the group of 8 that have not set a time. So that it is what it is. Yeah. So Macron saying Oscar will have a very big advantage in the championship. Yeah, definitely. And they are lining up. So it looks like the track has gone green. When quality reset? In the next minute. So we finally got the race control message on F1 TV. So we are under green flag. It was a delay of time for that green track scenario to be pushed out to us. Because F1 TV was delayed with getting that out as well. How's it going for Hamilton? I mean, he's in Q3 right now. He's part of the 8 that need to set a time. We've got 8 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in Q3. So they're basically showing Oscar having gone around, going around again by the equipment on track. And we are going again. Q3 has restarted. Site's going to be going out first. What is this about? Selena, he's not a nice person. I'm suspecting you're talking about Oscar. We're coming from Weber, and an Aussie will not expect sincerity. Ouch. Where is that coming from? That's interesting. People think sharing. Again, we got about a few minutes before. Why aren't more people coming out? Oh, this is a game of chicken. So we've got Max, Science, and Gasly coming out. Wow, this is going to be a game of chicken with everyone else. That's crazy. That's crazy. If someone gets, if we get another accident, which is very possible. Did he slow down the flag? As far as I can tell, everyone slowed down the flag. I have not seen any infringement warnings. So Sainz, Gasly, and Verstappen are on outlaps right now, and Sainz is coming to that last corner. Norris didn't destroy the car; he just damaged the car. Wheel collapsed as it's supposed to when an incident like this happens, and it's because he crashed and the car was pulled off, and he's not going to set a lap time. So Max starting a flying lap right now. Sainz and Gasly are ahead of him on that. What's going on? Sainz not improving sector one. Is he going a second with 32? No, that's odd. He's there seconds off. So Max doing at 31.829. Oscar had had and that lap the fastest sector one time. Max now has that sector one time. Is Sykes on a push lap? He sort of is. He's sort of not. He didn't really have a really great sector one. He is in terms of pushing the car. He is, but it's not a good push lap. Sykes going to come around. He's going to set a time. He'll have enough time to go around again. See if he actually finishes the lap. Yeah, he's going to finish the lap. So Sykes going to go P2, a 1:29. That's 1.5 second off. Gasly's going to come in. Gasly's going to pit. It's going to be in the lap. Max is going to go P1 127.550. That's 1,000th faster than Oscar's lap. Fastest sector 1, fastest sector 3. Russell is exiting. He had sector 2 time. Yeah, 1/1000th. Now, granted, the F1 timing, we're seeing up to 3 digits. The F1 timing capability is actually four digits. Russell is on an outlap. Antonelli's on an outlap. Sonoda's on an outlap. Gasly came into the pits. He abandoned his lap. That's very interesting. He on used tires? They're gonna send him on a fresh tire. Hmm. If Oscar makes a mistake, well, Max is on a provisional pole right now. Looking at right now. So we've got Russell Antonelli, Oscar. So only one Sainz is pitted, but that's to be expected. And Max is pitted, but that's to be expected. If they might come out again in the next minute or so. So everyone else is on outlaps. And Norris has crashed out, and Max is coming out of the pits. So again, as other people set time, they will push Lando down. Norris crashed, but he's okay. The car isn't. Well, yeah, I mean, the car will be fixed tomorrow. The car, like the damage is minimal in terms of what happened. Sainz coming out of the pits right now. So Norris, again, the only one. He's listed in the pits, but his car he's out of the session. Russell starting his flying lap. Tsunoda starting his flying lap. And we are getting to our 2-minute warning now. So as people do their flying lap, that's going to be their times in. So Russell this is going to be it for Russell in terms of his flying lap. So Russell, Antonelli, and Tsunoda are the first 3 who are going to have their times baked in. They will not get around again for another lap. Russell right now, coming around turn 27. He has a purple first sector, did not improve in the second sector. It's a mixed bag in that third sector as he comes to the line. Here comes Antonelli around that sector. And Russell's going P1, 127.4. That is 152 faster than Max. Antonelli's going to go P4. Now, Max is out on track. He's on an outlap right now. He's about to go across the line. So he will have a chance. Tsunoda and Max are going just come across the line. They will have a chance to do a flying lap. Here comes Sainz, currently 6th. He's going to come across the line after an outlap. So he'll be the last one to do a flying lap here. So here comes Leclerc and Hamilton. They are on flying laps, and this is going to set their times. And Leclerc's going to go P4. Oscar right now on a flying lap. He's got fastest first sector. Hamilton right now across the line. He's going to go P6. Gasly coming across the line. He's going to go P8, and that pushes Sainz to 9th and Norris to 10th. Here comes Oscar. Oscar has had fastest per sector, but that was taken away by Max. And Oscar goes P1, provisional pole, 127.303, 10th faster than Russell. Max still on a flying lap, and Sainz still on a flying lap. Sonoda's abandoned his lap. So Sonoda will be at 7th. Here comes Max. He's found around that final corner. And he's going to take pole. Max is going to do 127.924. It's a tenth, 10 thousandths faster than Oscar. Last person on a flying lap is Science. He is going to go P6. And that is how things are going to go. Max taking pole, Oscar second, Russell third, Leclerc fourth. Antonelli is fifth on that starting grid. Sainz is sixth. Hamilton and Tsunoda on that fourth row, and Gasly and Norris right now on that fifth row. We'll see if Parc Fermé is broken for Norris. It shouldn't be, but we'll see. It depends on what repairs they need to do, on what they choose to do. I don't think they'll break Parc Fermé. I think they'll be able to fix the car. It's mostly just wing and tire that needs to just be replaced. I want to thank everyone here. Again, this has been the Racing Statistics channel. Again, I want to thank the over 8,000 of you who were watching at one point. We get to get over 1,000 likes on YouTube. Thank you so much. Again, we got over dozens of you watching in Twitch chat as well. Thank you so much. We are growing. It has been a session. Your Harbinger Red Flag has come for you today. Drama, I guess, with Lando in P10 after crashing in Q3. Oscar's going to be first in the standings after Saudi. That depends. I'm trying to think. If I think if things hold with Max first, Oscar, I think Oscar will be first and Lando will be second. I'm sorry. Max is second. My apologies. It will depend how much. I mean, Norris is a recovery drive, and it's going to depend how much Norris is able to recover in the race to get points. He is starting P10 in the points. Russell P3. So again, these are for the championship race right now. Max, Oscar, and Russell all have huge opportunities to make gains on Russell in big ways. So. For everyone, don't call me Dallas, please. I'm not actually in the Dallas proper. I'm north of it. Thank God I don't have to deal with Dallas traffic. Anyways, this has been the Racing Statistics channel. This has been Grash covering. Okay, there's a Q1 incident following Hamilton. No further action. So that was just came across race control. So anyways, again, this has been Grash. This is the Race Statistics channel. I want to thank everyone who showed up. We will be back tomorrow with the race. I'll be here tomorrow for the race. Take care, everyone. Have a fun time tonight, and I will see you tomorrow for what is going to be an interesting race. Take care.